Hey folks, welcome back. Art of Cycling. Actually doing cycling, not art, just art. Cycling art, as opposed to other art. Sorry. Yeah, it's been that kind of day. This is stage 8, so I'm 8 days into painting the tour, getting out much earlier than I normally do. And, one side of the coin, I feel like, well, I'm not doing anything. I mean, I just sit here all day and paint. But all of us who paint, we know just how much energy goes into creating a work of art. Big, small, in between, that really doesn't matter. It's a lot of mental energy expended to create paintings. I'm not at all. So it's like, the point, and I think I just illustrated it, is that I'm getting tired. The tour builds in one rest day, and that's coming up soon. Today's Saturday as I'm painting this, so the rest days are always on Mondays, almost never the first Monday. But since the race starts on a Saturday, unless the race is starting someplace distant. So the year that it started in London and the year it started in Norway. There's a nice segue. This is a Norwegian cyclist who's took the polka dot jersey at the start of the tour in stage 1. He has worn a green jersey occasionally instead of the polka dot, since the green takes precedent. There is a hierarchy to the jerseys. I don't think I spelled that right, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, there it is. I knew there was another C. So, the King of the Mountain jersey that he's held since the beginning is sponsored by the grocery chain Leclerc. So, just trying to make sure I got that right. Each of the jerseys are sponsored by different teams, different companies. The polka dots, I say, is Leclerc. The yellow jersey has always been Credit Lyonnais, which is why the winner of each stage gets a little stuffed lion. Or the winner, not of each stage, excuse me, the leader at the end of each stage, the wearer of the yellow jersey, gets a lion. So if you see the team bus, which I've seen in some pictures of Tadej Pogac's UAE, Team Emirates, UAE, yeah, Team Emirates, I was right. Like I said, I'm getting tired. They have all the lions that he has won thus far on the dashboard. It seems a little what's the word I want? God almighty. I can't think of the word I want. So it's kind of a little passive aggressive. There we go. I knew the penny would drop eventually. It's like they're not thumbing their noses, but in a way they're just going, look. It's all about us. See? Without saying, we're dominating the tour. They're saying we're dominating the tour. So, what have I covered? Oh, Jonas Abrahamson. Here, we'll call this On a Mission, which is what Phil Liggett just said, or maybe it was Bob Roll. So I do watch this on the Peacock feed, streaming, and that's what you should know, and I don't think I've said this yet. So I watch the tour as it's playing out, as close to live as possible. In fact, right now, I have the computer that I'm streaming it on because I can pause things. To my left, just above me, is the TV, which I can't pause, so it stays on real time, which is helpful because as I paint this, of course, naturally I get further and further off real time. So I'm able to oh, well, nothing really happened, or nothing I want to paint happened. There's always something happening, but you know what I mean? So then I can just jump to real time again. I discovered doing this when the World Championships, there goes my dog, saying, let me back in. Or he saw somebody that's going to attack us here in any minute. So, where was I? And that was a technique I discovered when I was painting the World Championships here in Richmond. That there I was painting the race live on site. Great, thanks, Pip. It's great fun having a dachshund. They're very loud dogs. He will stop eventually. But so I was watching the race live, I discovered, because there was a Jumbotron above me, that I could paint the image, keep my eye on the Jumbotron while I was doing it, and then, again, if nothing had happened in between, I could jump to live again, because I had set myself a goal, because I was right there in front of everybody painting, that I needed to be done painting each race of the World Championships. It's a different race each day, a one-day race. So I'd set myself the goal of being done painting the race by the time it was done. So there I was, painting, watching, and if you dig back in the Google BBC's World Championships 2015, you can find an interview where I'm painting a stage or a race, an image of the race, while being interviewed, while also keeping my eye on the screen to make sure that the next painting I knew what the next painting was going to be. God, I'm struggling today. Got decent sleep. So I apologize for that. The struggling. I guess I apologize for getting decent sleep too. I'd drawn that little square and I wanted it to, the ink to dry before I came back in and put the yellow into it. So now we'll move on to the greenery. I know I've said it before, but you notice I'm working light to dark. Cool colors first. Excuse me. See what I mean? Warm colors first. You catch that mistake. And then cool colors. So just, of course I just said that, and here I am putting the lighter, paler green on after putting the dark green on. Sort of the every rule is meant to be broken, including the rule that every rule is meant to be broken. So again, the compositional elements, you'll notice, it is happening that they're weaving through a town, but this little line right here helps convey a little bit of the speed, energy of the piece. And so, always looking for those little things that make the piece more dynamic. The tour is all about things that I love besides the cycling part. I'm a big, clearly my work is about, if you go to the website gregleach.com, you'll see that all of my work is about color and motion. It's what I'm most, the figure in motion. So the painting cycling, a sport I'm very fond of, and of course participate in myself. I was an amateur racer way back when. Back when Reynolds steel frames were although I always thought they were aluminum. Anyway, back when the 531 double butter frames were state of the art. Now the one of those that I have, I'm kind of like, well, that's my townie bike. I talked before about desperately wanting an all campy, at that point, steel Reynolds bike, Reynolds frame, and now I have one that I bought for $100 less than they sold for new way back then. All right, so I am closing in on getting this done. So I will remind you, you can see all of my cycling work at my blog, theartofcycling.blogspot.com. And at the end of each one of those posts, you will find a link to that specific painting in the post. It'll take you to my website where you can purchase the work. Happy to say that the tour is selling pretty well. I think I've sold about 1/3 of what I've painted. Be using the rest day to ship out a bunch of pieces. There's also prints available. They are digital prints. Because certain pieces, of course, sold very quickly. So that's the piece. Appreciate you watching. I hope you all will check out the blog and the website. I didn't say the blog's name. That is theartofcycling.blogspot.com. And that you will leave a like, or better yet, subscribe. I do appreciate all of you new subscribers. Very kind of you. And you'll be able to see, I'll of course be painting every stage and multiple paintings each day, but airing one of these, posting one of these each day of the tour. I will also do it for the Tour de France Femmes, which starts shortly after the Olympics end. So thank you again.